game in our third series today. JDG, a single fight was all it took for them to finish the game out against NIP. NIP looking solid, looking like they maybe could have taken the game, but JDG find their moment, and in incredibly tense team fights, managed to squeeze a win out. We're ready to jump into game number 2. We are slightly behind the live feed, so we're going to be trying to catch up and jump straight into the game here. It's NIP desperate for their first win of this upper group.
So we get ourselves another Shanji Shyvana game. He played a game of it earlier.
So was that a cameraman? Like, there was one bloke that sounded way closer to the microphone. Is that just like the camera guy joining in?
Maybe they sit tactically to make sure they're close to the mic. Good to hear them all the same though. We didn't get the gyros in that first game because we rushed right into that game. But yeah, we get that Shanji Shyvana. Classic for him. He played it in 2022. I played it 4 or 5 times there. He played it earlier this week this week as well, but it's been the first time he's picked it up in 2 years. He's playing it as a tank. It does win out in the 1v1 versus the Cassante at 1-2 items. I kind of wish you go towards more damage because the champion can do a lot of work with the Shojin and the Leandries, but if you're doing it for the anti-Cassante matchup, it does make a lot of sense. He will need to show that this pick is worth picking, though, because if you're just picking it to just make sure that you can beat the Cassante, you just still don't stop the Cassante doing things in team fights. We know exactly what that champion can do. If he just escapes the laning phase. As long as he survives that lane, the champion keeps doing what we've seen him keep doing, especially in the hands of people like Sheer.
Yeah, I remember some criticism being levied towards Shanji on his build in that previous game as well. The Frozen Fist, not popular among Shyvana mains in the top lane. I'll mention no names, but people may know who I'm referring to be honest. I'm not going to pretend to be the expert of Shyvana top builds here, but we'll see if the build changes. I've got his build from the previous game up on my other screen, so we'll see as the game goes on how similar it is, whether he changes tanks or whether he's confident and sticks to that previous build.
I do find it kind of quite entertaining. So I had a lot of complaints about RE builds for a long time when she was meta. When someone finally gets their niche champion into meta and they get to talk about that stuff, I feel happy for them because I know the enjoyment of saying, yes, I know why you should build this and why this was better, why this was good. It makes things so much more entertaining. That's a flash forward. Okay, missing.
Trade up to Zhuo there. Just going to be both supports losing a lot of HP as Yagao, again, the early trades on this Lucian, so good. I mean, in game number 1, he nearly got that solo kill onto Rookie's Corki. It was just the rest of the game that Rookie's Corki seemed to have the edge. We'll see if that's going to be a similar story. Yeah, exactly. The early lane good, but then Rookie got out of lane, got into bot lane instead, and suddenly things went a little bit pear-shaped. This is a big minion wave about to be crashed by JDG, and Kanavi is behind the enemy tower. Missing is going to be the first one in to try and set up the play. Flash from Photic, dodges away from the knocker, but that's a first blood in split seconds. Zhuo just eradicated, and perhaps a redive as well. Kanavi happy to tank the tower for a second as Missing sets up for Ruler to grab a second.
Clean dive from JDG. Kanavi gets his clear speed of that ultra-fast Zyra down towards the bot lane. A kill on the mid lane, so we're safe to talk about this. Again, Photic will be able to teleport back towards bot lane, but the damage, for all intents and purposes, is done. There is a 1,000 gold lead to Ruler at 4 minutes. That is insane, especially when it's Ruler's Ash as well. He's got the player of the week in his role for this champion, for his play on this. The fact that the flash doesn't get over the stun is pretty awful there for Zhuo. He tries to get himself out of that stun, just ends up flashing into it, so he loses the summon and loses his life. Didn't even get himself level 2 before that play, and Photic is no safer after his support dies for the cause.
Really nice stuff from JDG as well. Beautifully set up. And then Kanavi tanks the tower for the second one, so Ruler can finish the kill. I mean, the fact that Ruler gets both of those kills as well, it really... I'm not sure it could have been much worse for NIP, to be honest. I guess the only silver lining is that TP. But my goodness, great start here for JDG. And as NIP now, You got to be nervous, haven't you? You got to be wondering, oh no, where do we go from here? Because you're almost 2,000 gold down at 4.5 minutes. Like, that is a brutal lead to have to go up against. You got to hope that this pocket pick of the Shyvana for Shanji can pull some miracles out of the top side.
I mean, the thing about the Shyvana is that you have the Ghost and you have your Burnout, which gives you a good amount of movement speed, but even then you can get kited. Might not even be relevant. If bot lane is going to be this far behind and getting dove again, it might not even be relevant. And that's the sad thing. They're going again. There's no flashes. It is so easy.
Oh, Photic is doomed. And it's another for Ruler as the TP is going to be cancelled from Shanji as well. Which means Zhuo might just get redived. Missing can happily tank the tower up, and Ruler's got plenty of damage to finish these off. Kanavi gets one of his own. Missing will go down. But what does it matter when this many minions are dying to the tower?
That gold lead on the AD carries, it's gotten even larger. You've also given gold lead over to Kanavi now, even though he's not been farming not been permanently farming. He's been diving bot lane. JDG massacring through this bot side. As much as we were talking about, oh, we need to see value out of this Shyvana, it might not even be relevant. There is nothing that the top side could have done from NIP. I suppose the one criticism you got to have is, why was there no one to defend that bot side dive if it was so easy? They failed to defend themselves under that turret. Aki's trying to get towards Grubs, and now the pressure from bot side might be flooding towards top lane.
Missing is having none of it today. Every time he sees a player from NIP, he's going in. But damage is not quite there just yet. Yagao moving over Sheer, trying to get into the plate as well. The Grubs did go down to JDG, I believe, in the end, as now we're going forwards into the fight. Sheer pulls Aki over the wall. Zhuo is going to go down as well. Yagao solo. Shanji trying to chase for a kill, but Kanavi gets the damage down. Shanji doesn't have a flash. Ults over the wall. Looks for the E, and he finds Yagao. Shanji now has to try and get out of dodge. This is going to be a challenge. Sheer flashes over the wall to make sure he's tagged. No execute coming through for Shanji. It will be another kill for JDG.
Sheer takes this one, and JDG take that lead from the bot side of the map and all the dives they had there, and they put it onto the top side. They get themselves one of those Grubs, NIP take two, but at what cost? They get 2 kills onto Shanji. That's nice. Is it enough? Well, he's not even ahead in gold compared to Sheer, who's also got the 2 kills himself. We'll go back to a replay of the full top side play. Rookie uses E early. He's delayed in getting to the play. That's the big thing. He's delayed in getting to the play, and he doesn't have his E for the extra damage. Yagao does a really good job of making sure that Rookie's impact is limited to just getting the final burst play onto Missing. Missing's had a fantastic entrance in this game too. It's just not been enough from NIP from kind of like getting toward these Grubs and getting this good skirmish. They are massively behind the game, and it feels like they're having to snatch and grab even for even-ish fights in the top side.
Still a positive fight for JDG at the end of it, and managing to get at least one Grub, which is good for Kanavi. Gets the double XP on that one. And then finally, Shanji falls on the top side. Sheer grabbing that kill is important as well, because, like you say, oh, hang on, Arrow comes through in the mid lane, and it hits onto Aki. There's a freebie for JDG. Beautiful arrow from Ruler. Beautiful follow-up from Missing. Beautiful kill into the pocket of Yagao.
Yeah, folks, it's been a while since we got to say this like more consistently. But in the LPL, we measure the bot diff with a Ruler. Fantastic arrow, 1.5k up for Ruler. Fantastic play for him to get Aki out of the picture. And what do NIP do? What do they do? They've given up such an advantage early into the game. It feels like most of the rest of this game could just be decorative. So much of an advantage onto a carry, which is so good. Once they start winning that lane, they get to freeze out the rest of the map in regards to vision control, in terms of the wave push. What do NIP do at this point? What are the plays that they have left? They're not going to have Zhuo roaming across the map very freely. Photic's going to try and wave clear the best he can, but that's going to be really difficult. JDG are so comfortable at this point. A much more active early game from them than game 1.
So confident, so comfortable forcing these plays. Yagao dodges everything. Has to flash though, and the lilting lullaby should be enough. It was some nice footwork, but in the 2v1, he's taken down. A kill for Rookie. So crucial for NIP that Rookie is on the board.
Yeah, getting something back. It's just feels like it's coming in too late. NIP, they are still behind 3,000 gold before 10 minutes. That's so hard to overcome. So NIP, they use the Lilia Flash, they use the Lilia Ult. We talked about how important those tools are an awful lot today, so Aki won't have that. Using it to get a kill onto Rookie. A lot has now been invested in Rookie to say, right, you have the kill. You have, we've used the Jungler Flash for this. You need to get value out of this.
Yeah.
Time to see if Rookie can pay that back to his team.
I think they're the scary thing is that Rookie just got that kill. He's still 400, 500 gone down. Kanavi in the jungle, though, is monstrously ahead. Over 1,000 gold. He's almost as far ahead as Ruler is. Aki spotted on the top side there, so that'll be Drake for the side of JDG. No, actually, Kanavi going to recall, not choosing to go for the objective.
Grubs are up in 20 seconds. Maybe they want to contest around that. Because if NIP do get themselves that, maybe they can get themselves some reduction. Forwards are getting damage on the tower. He's going to get all out, though.
Shanji pulled underneath the tower. Shear's looking for a solo kill in the top side. Shanji brings out his pocket pick, and he wins the 1v1. Shear started it off, but Shanji takes him down.
It's a burnout. It is scorched earth in topside as the twin bite finishes off the kill. Shyvana with the sheen and the press the attack has enough damage to win the 1v1, and I just don't think Shear is used to this pick. Not many people are. Where else are you going to see a Shyvana top lane? In this day and age, we see it occasionally in the jungle, but only Shanji is pulling it out in that top side right now. It is going to be Kanavi off the reset, going towards those grubs. He delayed going towards that dragon to make sure he could reset and go towards that top side and take these objectives off the board. But at least Shanji gets himself a lead. 3-1, gifted 2 kills from the earlier grubs fight. Can he continue with that into a game-changing advantage? It is going to be a hell of an uphill battle given the leads elsewhere on the map, but it is at least something.
Frozen Fist comes through once again. Iceborne Gauntlet on both sides of that top lane. JDG, though, off to just such a tremendous lead. Even with Shanji having these 3 kills, a 500 gold lead on that top side, it just doesn't match up to the leads in every other lane, does it? It's painful to see, but maybe he can get some side lane pressure. Maybe he can impact the game in other ways. We'll be keeping our eyes on that pocket pick for Shanji. He's known for his solo kills on this pick. Let's not forget, when Shanji first came into the league, this, alongside the Rumble, were the picks that he just absolutely blew that top side apart on. So many solo kills in that split. So many big moments for Shanji. Back when he was on OMG, back when he was in his debut. And brings out the old classic here while 1-0 down for NIP, while 0-4 down in the standings, and has an opportunity to carry, but it has to be a monstrous performance.
He has his Iceborne Gauntlet, so he's going towards likely the same build that we saw from him in his previous game as well. Can he use that to influence this team fight? That first item spike is very powerful, of course, alongside those cooldown boots. If he can get onto a target and keep slowing them, that can be good enough with the Ghost and that burnout to stick to that target, but it is really hard for him to get onto that target in the first place, given the range of the Zyra, the Lucian, and the Ashe. Oh, that of Zhuo doesn't find his mark.
Flash from Kanavi. You see the damage that Kanavi's already doing. Like half of Zhuo's health, a quarter of Aki's health as well. Just from a couple of plants thrown into a brush there. This will be the first Drake of the game. We're almost 13 minutes in. And this will be Drake #1 for JDG. Looks like NIP are considering contesting this. Shanji was moving over, but no, it's not going to go through in the end. I'll be JDG taking their first Drake and continuing to build some minor advantages as Ruler. Sash, I mean, he's been so good. He's gone for that shift build as well. We talked about this earlier. Doctum was the only one in the league that had gone for that shift build previously. But Ruler likes it.
I'm a little surprised we're seeing more of that shift, because one of the bonuses of having the Kraken Slayer Phantom Dancer combo is that you get a ridiculous amount of movement speed. It's just very, very powerful at just kind of running forwards and having that single target down. The shift, what it does is it gives you better wave prior. It means that between a volley and the first kill, you effectively delete a wave within a 2-second margin, which means that there's no ability to leverage off of that at all. A lot of the time when you're in a mobile carry like a Varus or an Ashe or something like that, one of the best ways to get under their skin is to punish them while they have that 2, 3, 4 seconds on a minion wave. Of course, it ends up being a little bit more when you don't have that Shiv, which means it's a large window of opportunity to punish that. And when you have that Shiv, it allows you to move a little quicker. The arrow's coming straight into mid lane.
It's onto Aki once more. This time, no one to follow it up, but we'll just deny any kind of damage onto the mid tower. Sheer gets some time on the bot tower as well, and these grubs are starting to work away on the objective. Shanji has to move top to collect the wave there. Photic just launches himself to safety in the mid lane. Things quiet down once again. Remember, this is JDG pushing a lead for themselves. They have been a reasonably slow team across the course of this split. And like you say, they've previously played a little bit faster, but they've kind of gone back to their roots this split.
And JDG, by going back to those routes, they've allowed to activate some of their late game potential. I think that Kanavi has been really flourishing in the meta so far. Ruler's walking up, might be contesting this all the same. He is very, very powerful.
Photic's in trouble. Ruler was just chasing him. The Satchel Charge used. Zhuo goes wide on the Zenith Blade. Missing, happy to tank up for the time being as Yagao threatens in the top side. Sheer is on a flank. Zhuo should go down. The Shanji tries to peel, tries to get onto Missing himself. Yagao getting damage down onto the Dragon as Rookie on the bottom side threatening. Ruler chasing Photic this whole time as Sheer brings down the Dragon. Ruler versus Photic. ADC 1v1 and the bombs come out. Trumps. Photic walks away with a kill.
Photic overkills Ruler. Had the flash, had the cleanse, but you can't cleanse death. Ruler goes down after a fantastic start to that fight, opens up proceedings by outspacing NIP and getting some good damage using the approach velocity. JDG, they walk away from that with another good damage check onto NIP. Shanji goes down, I believe he gives over a shutdown after that too. NIP teleport in towards mid lane, maybe looking to get themselves positioning to retake that Herald. Didn't fall in that first time of fighting over it.
And remember, Shanji was the big lead for NIP, now basically even in that top side, just 200 gold up for Sheer. Did so much on the Cassante. I feel like this pick is just so insane. It's just such a strong champion, and especially when you got a player like Sheer piloting it, it feels more OP, you know? I feel like there are certain players that manage to just squeeze more out of the champion. Another player is Shanji. We saw that in the previous game, how much he was getting done on the Cassante. Sheer moving into the top side again. Rookie just a hair away from that arrow. Volley's coming on through. Herald still the target is missing, gets his Celestial off position. He's a lot tankier than he has been. He's already been pretty tanky. Zhuo trying to get in as Rookie looks for a knockup. Missing, finds Photic on the backline. Smite onto the Herald, comes on through. The plants are going to do some damage, but missing, found by Shanji. Zhuo tanking up on the front line as Aki moves over. That's Sheer caught by Rookie's ultimate as well. They don't get the Herald, but a couple of kills is nice for NIP.
NIP showing that they can contend with JDG, at least in the mid game. It's a place where we've often ended up having concerns again about Ninjas in Pyjamas, but JDG, they have been held to account in decent volumes here. Ruler missing the arrow for once makes it a much more approachable fight for NIP, and now they can return into these side lanes potentially too. The fact that they don't have to worry about that Herald for JDG, because they didn't get picked up, is definitely a sigh of relief. If they would have loved the Herald themselves, to get that Herald, they can use it up with that Ziggs, and that would be able to break open any turret on the map because of the power of Ziggs comping up after that Herald goes down. It's a great smite coming in for Kanavi to secure that one, and JDG, they just don't quite get themselves the position they want. Ruler and Kanavi and Yagao don't really get the damage onto the right targets. Yes, the smite comes through, but they put themselves out of position to look for this fight. NIP's positioning here, having multiple ways to retreat and spread out away from the damage of the carries, was really nice.
Rookie is having a game, isn't he? 3-0-2. And he's not really been the main character of a lot of these fights, but he's been able to pick up some of the kills, and that is enough. This Yone will become a massive problem later on in the game, and we all know that Rookie has the ability to be that menace, to pilot a champion like this and take over a game. That could be the ray of hope for NIP. They're still down in gold, but not quite as far down in gold now as they were earlier on. And contending in these fights gives a sigh of relief for any NIP fans at home.
Dragon has spawned. JDG, they have that arrow up from Ashe again. Aki doesn't have flash. That's a big tool not available for NIP. NIP, they are currently losing positioning on Dragon and that top lane turret. They get themselves in towards that river, stack up that Lilia Q a little bit more. That's the solar flare.
Was pretty chunked at this point. Dragon started. Photic has to flash away from the arrow. Shanji has a great flank though. What an angle from Shanji, and Rookie is ready to dive in alongside him. Rookie just takes a huge chunk. Where's Shanji? Finally jumps over, but Rookie's already gone. Ruler just kites the Dragon out. Shanji needed to go sooner. It's a disaster for NIP. It looked like it was going to be everything, but the discoordination just makes it fall apart. Shanji now being chased out by Kanavi. The dots ticking, missing, finds the knockup. The roots are there, and Kanavi will grab another. No, Aftershock grabs it for missing.
Missing gets himself a kill. That I think deservedly so. Missing's had a super solid game. Photic teleported away from the fight into mid lane to try and save it. I don't even know if he'll be able to do that. Demolish comes through. Even Photic teleporting towards the lane will not save NIP from the worst possible scenario. Lose the dragon, lose the fight, lose your tower. Lost the top lane tower before even that happened too. So NIP, they failed in the setup, they failed in the execution. And this team fight is everything they were fearing. They didn't have themselves the best start to this. Missing has the lock-in too. Really high value. We've seen so many warmogs coming through from supports. You can sometimes just go towards that lock-in. Be that more shield-oriented support for your team. Gets a lot of value there to make sure that Ruler is on higher HP. Ruler has a point-blank flash away from the Flame Breath of Shanji. That helps him outplay. The rest of the team's just bluntly outplayed by themselves. Yagao gets a kill onto Rookie. Sheer gets into the backline, and everything turns up JDG.
I don't know if that's a mistake from Shanji for not going in, or if that's a mistake from Rookie for not making sure Shanji was ready to go as well. Like, I feel like Shanji maybe was slightly out of range to follow up on Rookie. I don't know. He waits for them to move in a little bit more.
Either way, it's a coordination issue, because if you have both solo laners going in at the same time, both of them end up benefiting from that.
Yeah,
Shanji
exactly.
maybe was waiting for someone to step closer to that wall, but it's after Rookie's gone back. So yeah, it's one or the other. It's coordination or it's a misplay from one of these two. Which is really not what you want to see from NIP. They had themselves a good amount of gold on Rookie and Shanji. Neither of them got the value they wanted. Picture-in-picture shows Photic not sweating at all there as the fletching just breezes past him for that Asher.
I'd say Ruler not being able to hit too many of these arrows across this game. And Photic doing a very good job trying to keep himself shy of those. Sheer and Rookie just sparring in the bottom side of the map. Remember, even though that is a Cassante, Yone is one of the champions that can deal with him. He's from a similar period of time, but he also builds Blade of the Rune King first item, so it's not a matchup that Cassante can just walk through. Does depend on the players, obviously. There's always room for outplay, but Rookie definitely one of the players that could win that matchup for sure. JDG still very much in control right now as Rookie now starts the fight again. Sheer finds the ultimate, but the all-out pulls him back through, and Ruler's got the damage to finish the job. Now Shanji trying to be reinforcements, but he needs reinforcements himself. Missing is going to chase him down. It's a dragon versus a horse. Which one is faster? It looks like the horse wins it out, and the Q3 keeps Yagao safe as Shanji will be slain. Kanavi went down elsewhere in the map, though. That could be bad for JDG.
Yeah, NIP end up cross-mapping, but what's it realistically going to lead to? NIP, they can't start that Baron because I believe Kanavi managed to get some turnaround damage onto Aki. That's probably why he's below half HP. You know, JDG, they're going to walk towards this bot side. They have themselves the might buff with 4 grubs taken earlier in the game, and the solo laders from JDG outvalue the solo laders from NIP. The fate seal from Yone is meant to seal the enemy's fate, not your own. The all-out comes out tops as this is a really fun interaction where Rookie goes in for the big combo, and it's a lot of mobility, it's a lot of damage all the same. The Blade of the Rune King does a good job, but the displacement immunity from that all-out, and then also just bringing back the Yone a little bit after he'd landed from his own ult, ends up putting Rookie into the gray screen, and Sheer just bluntly outplays.
Yeah, beautiful from Sheer. Basically just says no. It's like, nope. Yeah. It's like playing Exploding Kittens, just slams his nope card on everything that Rookie was trying to do there. Kanavi caught by a solar flare, opens in and moves in. There's only so much you can do about that one as Photic finishes the job off the Lilting Lullaby. Nice little pick there. At least there's something for NIP.
Yeah, Kanavi getting the turnaround damage means that NIP can't take the Baron afterwards, but they still get the take kill on him. And of course he had a Medjay, so he loses the 3 stacks he had. So, oh no, there's lost some of his some of the pages in that book. He'll be looking to buy them up all the same. NIP, they are still down a lot of gold. They are still worried about the next Ash Arrow. They're teleporting in. This is going to be Rookie.
Rookie's
what
behind.
can he do here?
Missing is pretty chunked already, and Yagao has a shutdown on him. Flashes the solar flare. Missing staying in the play. How tanky is this horse? The Sheer gets into the mix as well. Photic arriving, throws some bombs, but Missing's walked away. He's kept himself alive. And NIP committed a TP for this one. I don't think they'll get much more because JDG can just peel away and even move towards that Drake.
Yeah, Sheer ends up teleporting as well, so at least it's a trade of Global for Global, and of course NIP have the extra teleport on the Ziggs if they want to move someone quickly around the map. But NIP struggling to find the fight. They get themselves that one pick in mid lane, but it has felt like every single larger engagement has gone the way of JDG. They're going to get themselves a Dragon off of this too. NIP no response anywhere, and despite the fact that Rookie had himself a good amount of gold given into him, and Shanji, similar scenario, they are now behind in their individual matchups, and that's as good as it gets. Rookie's going again, and now they're teleporting in with the Ziggs.
Maybe Sheer can be found. Photic arrives. There's a good amount of MR on Sheer. All out available for him as Kanavi's moving up. Sheer is damn tanky. Okay, the bomb should be enough. There's one final auto to finish the job. A pick for NIP. Baron up on the map. Maybe a chance to turn this game in their favor. JDG have been in control the entire game. This is NIP's chance to change that fact.
Yeah, NIP finally take down the Kansai. The fact that it takes that long to kill him is a good damage check for NIP. If this guy is doing that in the back line or even the front line of the team fights, it'll be a problem. We don't manage to get that much off of it. Missing is going to get CC'd up a little bit, chunked out a little bit, but it's not going to be enough. Cullen comes out.
Bit of damage on Zhuo. Won't lead to too much. NIP can't really find anything. Sheer will be back on the map in 5 seconds' time. So all things considered, just a pick for NIP. The kill is all they will get. There's still 7,000 gold down. And you know, usually I'd look at the gold lead and then I'd talk about where that gold is. Hang on a second. Forget everything I was just saying. I've just noticed there's a Medjay in Kanavi's pocket. He got picked earlier in the mid lane. I didn't realize he had a Medjay. All of his stacks are gone.
Joe!
Did you say that
Joe,
already?
Yes,
I was not listening to you.
Yeah, luckily, he only had 3 stacks. It's fine. He'll look to stack that back. 1 kill will get him back to beyond where he was earlier. But, you know, I'm glad you're so mortified because we're both part of the stack club. We love this. We're sad to see those poachers get torn out. Kanavi, if he can get himself a good team fight with that flash, he will very much get himself the kill participation to get himself to be in that avid reading club again.
Kanavi thought he'd written it in pen, but NIP got one of those special pen rubbers that rubs that out anyway. All trying to move forwards here, chunked a little bit. It's JDG in a bit of an awkward spot. They are on the wrong side of the play here. Yagao on a flank, but
Shanji.
Lucian flank's not exactly that exceptional in the history of the game. Zhuo just slowly getting chunked, and it doesn't feel like NIP really are confident enough to start a fight.
Yeah, NIP get themselves inside track on mid, but they have 1 minion, so they don't even get anything on that good route. Missing, and this is an arrow from Ruler.
Arrow on Aki, the big damage coming on through. Aki turns golden, but his team has abandoned him. Yagao on the Lucian flank finds the kill. He's ulted by Rookie, but Rookie might answer with his own life here. Shanji trying to close the gap. Ruler flashes and takes Rookie down. Space glide into victory as a triple comes through for Ruler, and Sheer gets a bonus. It's an ace for JDG.
The Summoner's Rift just became Ruler's throne room for a brief moment. Triple kill to the Ashe. 7, 1 and 7. Starts with the arrow onto the jungler. Aki goes down, spaces out the rest of the fight, and Ruler runs the game. This replay is going to be all about Ruler. Starts things off with a pinpoint arrow, gets himself onto the Lilia. The Lilia in the late game has done so much work in all of our games today, but not here. A hawk shot into the brush to give himself an extra bit of vision onto the members. And it does just become about Ruler spacing himself out. Gets himself a flash away from Rookie. Trying to go forwards with that last Q3. Can't get it. Turns around for another kill. And while all this is happening, Sheer cleans up business on defense.
Not a lot of Ziggs can do in that 1v1, is there? He just gets chased down and finished off poor old Photic. And I mean, this has been a tough series for NIP, hasn't it? They've done better in this second game to stay competitive, but it does just feel like, at the end of the day, JDG are just better. JDG are just, across the board, finding these advantages and across the board winning out these 1v1s, winning out these skill checks, which is really great to see from JDG, because this is a team that I think a lot of people have criticized players like Yagao over the years, missing earlier on in this split. I think was struggling a bit. He's had a pretty fantastic series. Kanavi, been off Sheer, I mean, has come out of nowhere as this talent that JDG picked up, and my God, does he look good now. He's getting more carry games, his Cassante games look fantastic. It feels like JDG are really starting to all come together as a team.
I think Shears is so much more well-rounded than he was when he debuted earlier this year too. He's beginning to believe, he's beginning to learn all of those kung fu fighting styles being downloaded into his net brain a la the Matrix as JDG look to kick NIP one last time out of this game.
Is that an Italian dish, a la the Matrix? Sounds kind of tasty. I'd certainly download that one. As I'm joking. One thing I won't download, a car, which is what JDG are trying to throw at the face of NIP right now. 2 inhibs taken, Rookie trying to trade for an inhib of his own. JDG not interested in recalling, they want to try and end the game. They force the TP out from Rookie to make sure the JDG can't end.
Yeah, NIP, they have objective bounties. Typically, when you're against that Baron buff, when you're this far behind, yes, you should send someone to a side lane. Not at the cost of the game ending. They will get themselves that objective bounty by the minions taking care of business. I don't know if they even get the local gold off of that, which is a bit of a hit. Would have been nice to get that onto Rookie, who's now even in gold with Yagao, but it is a long shot for NIP making their way back into this game. It's you have to get through multiple flashes on the carries of JDG, Kanavi and Yagao having them. You're going to have to get through the soul of JDG, which is going to be a problem, because one of the problems with champions like particularly the Lilia and the Shyvana, sometimes you can struggle to stick to your targets. Having a Cloud Soul makes that even more difficult. Yes, there's the Ghost and there's the Ice Spawn on Shanji. Getting onto that target and sticking on them long enough to kill them before they kill you with the amount of damage they have is going to be a task and a half. Ruler takes this one down. That's that one to his quarry of kills he's taken in this game, so many of them. And NIP, they're trying to scramble to defend their side lanes, but it is not going to be easy to mount any sort of defense.
Kanavi now doubled his stacks on the Medjais to 6. This is unprecedented amounts of stacks.
Unprecedented, incredible.
As Yagao, mid lane, managing to get some damage done onto Photic. I guess from the mid lane rather than in it. Sheer tanking on the front line and is totally and completely invincible. Third inhib goes down for JDG. And this feels like they are just slowly but surely bleeding NIP out of the game. The supers come down in the mid lane. This is the only wave that they've got to work with. With a 6 on the enemy team, perhaps the wave clear will be there. Kanavi stunned by a solar flare, but he's a plant. He likes the sun. And Shanji forced away, missing with a 4-man Magnus Storm. And JD Gaming show us why they are considered a top team. They show us why they are in Group Ascend, and they send NIP maybe back down to Group Nirvana at this rate. 0-5 in the group, and JDG dominate.
The only thing that's missing in this game is NIP. They are missing in action. They were removed surgically in that second game from the Rift. The first one was a bit more back and forth. The second one was not nearly as close. A couple of really crucial early game dives set JDG so far ahead that anything NIP did had such an extra barrier of difficulty in it. Missing had a fantastic game on that Rel. He's been one of the players I've criticized the most from JDG recently, so to see him have a good series and a good game there will be something which a lot of JDG fans will be very fortunate to see. Get themselves a win in front of their home crowd.
And it feels like such a big win for JDG in terms of how they won this series.